Where's Brown Bear? Audiobook, written and narrated by Ian King. Brown Bear, where are you? I remember her voice. It was bouncing around inside my head. I could just hear my Gemma calling me from up the path and over the fence, where I couldn't get to her now. That was the last time I remembered hearing her sweet voice anyway. She would be so upset because she could not find me. I was her favourite teddy, you know. I wish I still was, but I don't think anyone could love me now. I'm such a foolish brown bear. Yesterday I decided that I wanted to explore the world beyond the white picket gate by myself. I knew it was a naughty thing to do, and now I miss Gemma's sweet cuddles. She always told me I was her soft cuddly bear, but I wanted to see what I could see. Sure, she would have taken me out anyway, but being a silly, curious bear, I just couldn't resist. How stupid I am feeling. So ashamed at what I've done. Just look at me, a stupid, dirty and unlovable bear. I can't even see properly now. Everything is black and white, lopsided. I feel so cold. What was I thinking? I trotted down the brown cobble-stoned path, past the bright-coloured garden filled with tall red tulips, yellow daffodils and pink sweet-smelling freesias. Oh, and the big blue irises with their paintbrush stroke of yellow on the petals. I loved the way they swayed in the morning breeze. I felt a tickle of the cool breeze and could smell the sweetness floating past my nose. When I got to the tall white picket gate at the end of the path, I saw the cheeky green tui pushing out his white puffed-up collar to sing. He sat in the branches of the huge pohutakawa tree above my head, with its bright and red fluffy bottle brushes. His green feathers caught the sunlight and flashed white and gold as the tree heaved and swayed its colourful arms. This was his favourite song he sung each morning. I reckon he was singing it for me, and I loved it. Now I hate it. The tui sits and mocks me. His song is a coarse caw, caw. I'm sure there's a chuckle in it too, a cruel Jap. Brown bear, stupid bear, caw, caw. The gate was tall, but I didn't need to climb it. Gemma collected the mail earlier that morning. She must have forgotten to close it behind her. She usually remembered. She was a very responsible girl, and that was one of her jobs. Her mum would send her out each morning. Don't forget to come right back and close the gate behind you. Thank you, Gemma. Oh dear, if only Gemma remembered to check the gate was closed that morning. I would be safe, and not in the state I am now. I slipped out through the picket gate and on to the grey footpath that ran forever along the busy street. Brown bear, where are you? I heard her again in my pounding head. When I went out the gate, I wasn't as excited as I thought I would be. Bam! Immediately as I stood on the footpath, a boy on a skateboard shot by and gave me such a fright. He rode straight over me. I was suddenly airborne and thrown against the white picket gate. I whacked my head. Stars swam around me for a moment, bright and colourful, but they soon faded to grey and black and white. What had happened to all of those beautiful colours I was enjoying a moment before? Hey, you, stupid bear! You knocked me off my skateboard! I wanted to go right back inside the gate. However, another terrible thing happened. The gate had shut tight, and I was locked out. What was I going to do? That's when I became very unhappy. But it didn't stop there. Hey, you, stupid bear, where did you come from? The boy was shouting at me. He was going to hurt me. I remembered the hole in the white picket fence around by the red brick garage. Maybe if I could just find the hole, I might be able to fit back inside and get away from him. Gemma and Brown Bear would be together again, and I would be safe. I ran along the path and around the corner. Hey, come back here, you stupid bear! How come you can run? I ain't never seen a teddy do that. As I raced around the corner. Oh no! The picket fence, in fact, climbed along the top of a steep concrete wall, which got higher and higher the further along it went. Unfortunately, the path got lower and lower. There was no way I would be able to climb up the steep concrete wall and through the hole in the white picket fence. What was I supposed to do? Too late. The boy on the skateboard caught me. I went limp, like all teddies are supposed to be. Come on, stupid bear, move! I saw you move before. Move! He prodded and poked, shook and swung me around. I stayed still. Finally the boy threw me down. but not before pulling my shiny green glass button eye right off. Everything went black and white and wobbly then. I could not see any colour. Did you know that when a bear loses an eye, it will then only be able to see in black and white, never in colour? I never knew that either until then. It's a very scary thing to happen to any bear. Now I was feeling very sad and helpless and sick inside. Oh, I wish I'd never gone outside the gate. I had been a very bad bear, and now I can't get back home. I miss my Gemma. I didn't want to cry, but I couldn't help it. I cried so hard that I was getting sopping wet. I wiped my one eye and sat up to think. Think, Brown Bear, what to do? A boy with a dirty face and sticky hands found me and picked me up. Oh boy, someone to save me! However, this little boy with the dirty face and sticky hands was not like Gemma. No, he was a naughty little boy who loved to be mean to girls and bears. He took me to a park and dropped me in the mud. He splashed me with dirty bare feet. I was covered in mud and soaked right through. My soft brown fur was no longer soft, but matted and covered in cold grey mud. Everything was grey, no colour, nothing nice. Not now. When the dirty boy finally became bored with me, he ran away and left me all alone. I was cold and shivering, lonely and unwanted. How could my Gemma love me now? I was dirty and miserable, and as far as I could tell, this was my own stupid fault. No one else to blame but myself. You stupid brown bear. Brown bear, brown bear, where are you? I miss you. Was that Gemma? My Gemma? No, Gemma won't love me any more. A nasty black dog ran and grabbed me in its sharp teeth. They sank into my arm. Hot pain shot up the arm and through my body. The nasty black dog shook me and continued to run, not stopping. It bounded up and down with me dangling hopelessly. Oh, my threads, they were unravelling. My stuffing was falling out of my body. My heart was bumped around inside from one place to another, almost falling out too. I must do something. I swung my body around. My arm was still in the nasty black dog's mouth, and kicked the dog in the eye with my foot. I swung again. Got to get away. I kicked him again, and he yelped. I gave my biggest swing yet, and fair whacked him right in the eye, and suddenly I was airborne, flying through the air, spinning. My arm wasn't hurting any more, but my shoulder burned red hot. I was covered in drool, and flew right into a sharp, ragged toy bush. A few more cuts were added to my messed up fur and split seams as I fell deep into the sharp blades of the cutting grass. Some of my fluff caught on one of the toy flowers, and I unravelled even more. The nasty black dog poked its wet nose into the toy bush and tried to grab me in those sharp teeth again. It couldn't reach me, and it got a few scratches on its nose. "Serves you right," I yelled. The nasty dog still had something in his mouth, but I was more than relieved that I wasn't. I was also glad that it had some cuts across its snout. After a little while and a few disgruntled yelps from the dog, it got bored too, and dropped whatever it was, then was gone. Now I was more beaten up than ever. I so missed my Gemma, and was sure she would never love me. I may never call her my Gemma again. Who could love a dirty, torn, and naughty bear like me? Big bear tears ran down my face. They traced along my nose and then dropped onto my knee. I tried to wipe them away, but my arm didn't seem to work. Through blurry black and grey, I looked and saw my arm wasn't even there. Where was my arm? Oh no! Where was my eye? Now my arm was gone too! I must look like such an ugly, stupid, and unlovable thing. Nothing like a cuddly bear at all. I had been tossed into the toy bush near the lake, which I suppose was lovely and blue. Flowers were growing nearby. They were all black and white and grey. There were some birds of paradise flowers there too. I remember they used to have bright green beaks with a crest of orange, apricot, and red. Not any more. I could only imagine the colours outside of the cutting grass prison. Clumps of flax were planted around the lake's edge, some red, some green, and some even yellow. If only I had both eyes, I could see the beautiful colours they really were. It's all plain, grey and black. Now I really did cry. I cried and I cried. I'm so stupid. I tried to remember my Gemma. Probably someone else's Gemma now. It's getting dark. Night time is here. My thoughts are getting dark too. Very dark. I'll never be happy again. Gemma would not love me anymore. Gemma would be very mad at me for running away and not wanting to know about me. Forget about me. Maybe I should just forget about Gemma. I bet even now she has a new bear, a good bear, a well-behaved bear. Not me anymore. I'm not her favourite. It's very dark now. The leaves are noisy, rustling. The toy-toys are creaking. I'm scared now. The toy-toy flowers are trying to attack me. They are swaying so badly. It's getting cold and damp, and I wish I were home in bed with my Gemma. Anyone's Gemma. Brown bear, where are you? What was that? It was morning now, and I was wetter than ever. It had rained in the night, and the rain had washed some of the mud away, washed away some of the filth of the dirty boy with the sticky hands and grubby face. The rain could have washed away some of the slobber that I was covered in from the nasty black dog too. I hope so. I can't really tell, because I still couldn't see very well. Everything still looked just as grey and dirty as it did yesterday, but I felt a little cleaner. Oh, look at the tears in my coat. Look where my stuffing has fallen out of the holes. I'm still cold and matted, and still stuck in this cutting grass. I wonder if some of those people walking by can see me. Nope, no one can see me in here. I hope someone who is nice as Gemma will find me. I waited all morning, but no one did find me. It was the worst day of my life, even worse than yesterday. My dark thoughts were filling up my broken heart. No colour could be found anywhere around me. The whole world was dark, dark colours. Darker thoughts. There is a pretty girl. I think I have seen her before. She is with her mother. I've seen her before too, I think. They're only grey and black. But the little girl looks pretty still. She looks sad too. The pretty girl is looking down at the ground and shuffling her feet. Maybe I'm not the only sad one in this world. She is stooping down to the ground. I think she has seen something and has picked it up. I wonder what it might be. Oh, look, she is showing it to her mother. There is a smile on her face now. I wish I knew what it was. Maybe she's found some money. I can hear her excited chatter. I'm not sure what she's saying. They're too far away. It looks like the girl and her mother are trying to look for something else now. I wished I knew what it might be. They've just disappeared. They're way in the distance now. I guess I will never find out what they are looking for. Oh, I'm such a stupid bear. Dumb. They've come back again, still looking for something, it seems. Perhaps they might find it this time. Oh no, they're walking towards me. It looks like Gemma. Oh no, I must hide. I can't bear to be found like this, not by Gemma. How could she love me any more? I'm stupid and ugly. I've got no arm. I'm missing an eye. No! My stuffing. I have got to hide, to disappear. There he is, Mum. It was Gemma. She's running now. What would she think of me? I've been such a naughty bear, and I'm no longer any good to be her bear now. I'm nobody's bear. No! Gemma's reaching into the cutting grass prison where I belong. Be careful, Gemma. Don't cut yourself. She pulled back from some of the sharp blades of grass. She did get cut, and it's my fault. I heard her wince, and she was bleeding, but she doesn't seem to care. There you are, Brown Bear. Where have you been? What has happened to you? Oh, you poor Brown Bear. She has such a sweet voice. I just wanted her to hug me. She could see how matted my coat was, and how many tears I had all over my body. Some of your stuffing has fallen out, Brown Bear. Mum, can we fix him? Of course we can, Gemma. We can sew him back up again as good as new." Some of my stuffing was hanging on to one of the toy flowers, and Gemma reached up for it. My Gemma! She reached through the cutting grass and picked me up into her arms. It felt so good to be hugged again, hugged by someone who loved me. "We need to get you home, Brown Bear. We need to mend you all up again. Look, I found your arm over there." "What happened to you, Brown Bear?" "Wow, I was so excited. They rushed home and washed me all clean again in the hand basin. Then they pushed the stuffing back into my body. They hung me on the clothesline by my ears to dry. That hurt a little, but I didn't mind one bit." Gemma's mother got the needle and the thread and began sewing me together again. Ouch, that hurt! I had to be very brave when she pricked and prodded me with the needle and thread. It hurt a lot, but it was a good pain that I knew was from love, not like the other pains I'd had. I could handle this. I was loved again. At last, when I was all sewn up, something was still missing. What was wrong? Everything was all black, white, and grey. What could it be? Oh, I was very happy again to be back with my Gemma, but still... Brown Bear, look, I found this outside the picket gate. We can sew it back on you now, my soft, cuddly bear. Gemma had something in her hand. She showed it to me. It was a small green glass eye. They had found my other eye. Oh, how exciting! Gemma's mother got busy again with the needle and the thread. Ouch! Ooh! And after a few more pricks and prods, all of the colours of the rainbow miraculously returned. I was thinking what a lovely orange top you have on, Gemma. Look at your beautiful dress. On her shirt was printed a big blue iris, and it had paintbrush strokes of yellow on the petals, like the ones in the garden that swayed in the breeze down by the white picket fence, next to the mailbox. Listen, I can hear the cheeky green tui with a white puffed-up collar singing my favourite song, just for me and Gemma. I can see him sitting in the branches of the kahutakawa tree, its colourful arms outstretched as it shaded the brown cobblestone path. My Gemma gives me a cuddle, and I consider. I don't think I will be going out that white picket gate by myself again. Perhaps my Gemma might take me down to the lake. We can go together if she wants. And I never did. The end. Where's Brown Bear? Written and narrated by Ian